All right, welcoming to the Commish Chat Podcast, two gold medalists, now legendary figures in the American ball hockey community, Becky Dobson and Chelsea Monahan of the women's national team. Congrats, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
How we doing? How are the nerves right now?
Good.
Be honest. You're good now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling fine.
feeling lit, feeling light.
I mean, I've never done it in studio interview before too, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous before this too. We've been prepping all day. I got this outline. I've run it by like 7 people. Like, I think we're good. But I mean,
he said he texted Tim and was like, "I need some questions," and he goes, "Ask her how she got into ball hockey because he wants me to say his name." There you go, Tim.
oh, there you go, Tim.
There you go,
There's
Tim.
a shout out.
Getting the shout out.
But I mean, first thing, congrats. Watching from home, it was awesome. Like, it was amazing. Like, this room, like, I brought one of the desks from the other room in here and put it right here, and I brought out this TV, and that entire week I just sat in front of the TV and watched every single game. It was amazing. Except for the like 2 a.m. ones. I tried. I set an alarm the first one and I just turned it right back off.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right.
I don't blame you.
maybe I'll watch the highlights on IG, it did the job. But yeah, so thanks for coming. How's it feel? How's it feel to be a gold medalist? What's it like?
Good. I mean, for the past 2 weeks straight, I've done nothing but drink and celebrate.
Must be nice to be a teacher on
I know.
summer break. I was
all
right back
free.
to work.
It's like a Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'm like, who's ready to party? Everyone's like, we're at work. No, it feels good. It's definitely like Becky and I have talked, and we've had people reach out to us, to talk to their kids or come to their practices and things like that. And it's kind of cool to see that people are reaching out and seeing us as, like you said, legendary figures, but like just to know it matters to people is pretty cool.
Like, does it feel different?
Oh, I mean, previous 2 worlds I lost in the finals. So yeah, it feels a lot better than that. But just the experience in general is always fun. This time, I think our team was just so close knit. It was a different vibe. Like, everyone really loved each other. It was a family.
It was actually a family.
Yeah. So that was super enjoyable. And then, like Chelsea said, the role model aspect. Like, when I was young playing, I didn't really have women to look up to. I mean, this was ice hockey, but even then, like, I'm 33 now, there wasn't a lot of women playing. So I didn't have those role models. So it's pretty cool now to realize, like, we are those figures to these young girls getting involved in ball hockey, helping grow the game.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to realize, take a step back and know that impact.
So how did you start playing ball hockey then?
I actually played ice hockey since I was 5. And then in college, I tore my ACL, transferred to Westchester. It was kind of like, I'm just going to play for fun, hopped on the club team. And that's where I met Liz Petrie at the time, now Crothamel. I could be saying the last name wrong. Sorry, Jimmy. She's like, you need to try ball hockey. I was like, what the heck is ball hockey? I'm like, glorified street hockey. Like, I kind of like laughed at it coming from ice hockey.
Pretty standard
I was
response.
at like a Flyers Penguins game. It was the weekend of North Americans, and she's like, just come to this tournament. So I showed up pretty like buzzed, maybe drunk. It was like the second period, and I just like hopped on the rink with no equipment, like no helmet, no shin guard, just gloves. And I remember San was the opposing goalie, Glista. And I did a usual Becky, like crashed the net after the whistle, pissed her off. She put a glove in my face. And that was kind of the beginning of my ball hockey career. So thank you, Liz, for that. But it was a good time. I had fun. I think we lost in the finals that tournament, but I was like, oh, this sport's pretty fun. So how about you, Chelsea?
Same with me, kind of the laughing in Tim's face. He was like, come to my tournament. And I was like, woo! Like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Like, I'm bringing a 6-pack. It's gonna be so fun to watch you run around, like, And we showed up, and the first team I saw, I think, was a women's B game, the Stanley Cupcakes. And I loved that name, fell in love with that name before I even fell in love with the sport. I was like, I'm gonna play for that team, which I have yet to do. Need to do that.
Stanley Cupcakes, if you're watching.
Need to do that. And just watched him and was like, wow, this is cool. Like, I could do that. Like, sure, I could do that. And so we went to Dick's and bought whatever Bauer shin pads they had. And I used one of my backup ice sticks because just like Becky, I've been playing ice hockey since I could walk. And that's kind of how I got into it. And so this is probably my 5th year. And I love it. It's great. It's a good release, like after a hard day at work and things like that. I just love showing up at the rink, and I've made some great friends. Truly, the community is what keeps me going. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's the best. Do you think that a lot of the players, like even on that Worlds team, like played ice hockey or something else leading up into it? Are they like, is it generally ice hockey turned into ball hockey, or is it more of, you know, I played field hockey or I played soccer, I played lacrosse? Like what do you see as the transition to ball hockey usually at like the high women's level?
I feel like we definitely had, would you say 80% is good for saying ice hockey?
Yeah, this team, I think we had a higher percentage of ice hockey, but I think it doesn't really matter your background as long as you are athletic and can run and work hard. Because oftentimes I've seen people that were great at ice hockey make the transition and they don't want to run. And it's different if you're not running. Like if you were a great skater, but you relied on gliding, it doesn't translate. So oftentimes, like those field hockey soccer players are actually better because they have the stamina. But like from a hockey sense standpoint and systems and knowing the game, that's definitely beneficial. And I would say majority definitely had an ice hockey background, but not everyone.
Not everyone. No, we definitely, I would say we had a couple that are strictly ball hockey too, which is cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
is
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Can't skate at all. Never played field hockey. Just play ball hockey. Which is
Yeah.
like, all right, hey, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then, like this Worlds team, like the whole process, like when did it start? Like when did tryouts start? When does it even get on your radar that like Worlds are happening? Like when is the first, I don't know, group chat or
Gosh, they're already
email,
talking
like, how's
about
it start?
2026.
I
Are they
know,
like right
yeah,
away? It's that quick?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably a year and a half out, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little
Maybe
less.
2 years. I don't
Yeah.
even remember, to be honest. There's like camps, show interest, fill out a survey, and then kind
Tournaments
of
is a big one. Like if you
Yeah.
could play in North Americans, they come to that first. From that, you get invited to the invite only camp. From that, you get invited to the team, I guess. Yeah, after the invite only camp.
So most of the scouting, like it's invite only to the tryout?
The second tryout is invite only. The first tryout is open. Play in North Americans, play in Holiday
That's
Bash.
right. Okay.
Like play in some tournament that they can come see you. I think Oktoberfest might have been a tryout in Rhode Island. There's like 3 tournaments you can play in as tryouts, and from those you get invited to the invite only.
So then they name the team. How's like there's camps? How many camps are there leading up to Worlds?
We had 3 tournaments, 2 camps.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Yeah. That much I remember
Yeah.
because I remember we had 5, 3 tournaments, 2 camps.
Which was pretty cool. Like entering into the tournaments as a co-ed B team, all women's co-ed team, but getting to like play together, that was huge too. Camps are fun, but like you can only do so much with each other without other competition.
Right.
So definitely getting to play against other teams, and in the co-ed getting some harder competition, male goalies, some men running. Not that men are better, but just it's cool to get that variety to play against. So that was nice leading up to it.
How did you do in the co-ed Bs?
We won.
Yeah, no big
Was
deal.
it Holiday Bash or North Americans? I
No,
can't even. Whatever
it was one- I
banners
think it
hanging in
was-
my
Yeah, it
garage.
was North Americans.
I think it was North
co-ed B.
Americans. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah,
That was cool.
We won that, and it was
Pretty badass. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
I think that was kind of the start of us realizing, like, hey,
Yeah, we're like, we can win gold.
we can do this.
Yeah.
You know, not that we never thought we couldn't, but obviously 2 years ago we didn't medal at all. So coming into this, it was kind of like, all right, you know, some of the same people are back. What can we do with it? We've got new people. How good are we? And I feel like winning that was just like we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're in this. Yeah.
That means building that momentum. Like that's a real thing. Like that matters. And then like even training like workout regimens, like is everyone doing the same thing? Like is there even Zoom calls talking about like plays and stuff too? Like, I don't know, just that whole aspect of prep outside of camps and tournaments and such. Like what is like a day-to-day thing? Like, are you doing things every day going towards this tournament?
So I'm going to give a quick shout out to Nikki Canazio, I don't know, Nazio, because she was our athletic trainer throughout all of this. And she was totally accessible by phone, by email, by voice, or video chat, like whatever you needed, she was there for you. She made us a program that you could follow. If you needed something more personal, she changed it for you and made it more personal. So she was really great in terms of a team aspect.
So tryouts, prep, tournaments, games, like, Are you playing in leagues too, I assume, get ready for this? Like
NBHL, baby.
NBHL. Shout out to PBH, Philly ball hockey.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I honestly like did less hockey than I've probably done in the past leading up to Worlds. More CrossFit than hockey, but worked more on like the energy systems and kind of geared my training towards those high interval workouts. So like you're going to go hard for 2 minutes, take a minute off kind of deal versus like prolonged mile running.
Right.
So kind of try and train for those shifts on the rink. Like you're going to run, then you're going to rest. So I kind of geared my training towards that.
Is that like based on past Worlds you've been at? You're like, I need to like change up my training, or just kind of how it fell?
Yeah, just kind of how it worked with my schedule in life, honestly.
Yeah.
Just don't have as much time to play in all the leagues. So like CrossFit was just more accessible to regularly go to and still train. But then was still able to play in the one league.
I pretty much did the same as Becky with like treadmill intervals or running outside and sprinting from one tree to the next tree and then jogging until the next car and like, stupid stuff. But I pretty much did the same thing. I did lose 20 pounds. So
yeah, awesome.
Gold medals are cool, but I did lose 20 pounds.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to keep and maintain that. But I definitely did what Becky did with like interval training and just knowing that you're sprinting for a minute up and down the rink, you're getting off, you get a 2-3 minute rest, you're getting back on.
Yep.
And you're doing that for 45 minutes. So train accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it showed. You guys never really looked tired watching the games. Like you guys seemed like you were.
Yeah, we had accountability from the
thing.
entire roster. Years past, I think we've preached like come in shape, and some people kind of viewed Worlds more as a vacation. Like they didn't really put the time in leading up to it. Not like calling anyone out. It's just like the drive wasn't fully there. Like this year was different. Everyone on that roster prepared. They wanted to give 110% effort and they showed up prepared. And then we had a ton of depth. So we didn't have to rely on just rolling 2 lines. All 4 lines were playing, which is awesome from a fitness standpoint. When you're playing 7-8 games in a week, you have that time to actually recover. You're not getting run to the ground because it doesn't matter how much you prepare. You still take a beating and just physically like getting beat up. It's still going to wear and tear. So that was huge having the whole roster come prepared.
How was getting there? Because I've heard from some people like some horror stories of
I was smooth from Philly.
I don't know, layovers and people getting stuck.
That's why you buy direct.
So I did direct. I went
direct
with my
parents.
Eye, I have like major anxiety with my equipment. So I was afraid that whatever was going to get lost, whatever. So I took my equipment on the plane, and then fortunately my mom took my check bag as her carry-on and checked her own bag. So I was like, if anybody's stuff gets lost, it's yours, Mom. So we put an air tag in it, but everything was smooth. But I was convinced that my sticks were going to get lost. Convinced, because at one of the camps in DC, I had my car stolen and it had my sticks in it. And I was an absolute mental head case mess because I was like, I can't go to Switzerland without my sticks. And so I was like, I'm prepared now. My sticks are going to get lost. No problem. I'll get a new one from the local store. Like I was like totally calm. My sticks showed up, which was great. But it was totally fine. Travel was great.
We can't gloss over the car story. What happened? What happened?
Am I going to cry on camera? No.
Let it out.
No, we're over it now. It's funny now. R.I.P.
I knew
Storm.
one day it would be
R.I.P.
funny.
Yeah.
Are we at that point? Is it funny now?
It is funny.
Okay.
It's funny. I still think about Stormy and what we could have had, but it's okay. No, I came out of the hotel at 7 a.m. at the Rio or whatever in DC.
It was in DC. Okay.
It was like nice. It was like
it was a
nice shopping
place.
restaurant complex.
Yes, yeah. I was
like I would not have thought. I mean, like now looking back, you're like, okay, could have been a little dicey.
Yeah. I came out and I was like, I'm pretty sure I parked there. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where my car was. So I was like, don't panic. It's not happening. You're fine. And so I texted a couple of my teammates who I knew parked right where I parked and said, you saw me, right? I parked there. Yeah, you parked there. Why? I said, my car's not here. So I went up to the 4th floor, went down to the 2nd floor. Oh, I remember I parked on the 3rd floor. I'm never happening again. And a couple of my teammates came out and they were like, chill, that glass, like that's from your car. And that's when it was real. And I just lost it. And I was like, my sticks, like my sticks. And all the coaches came out and everyone was consoling me. I was a mess. And they were like, what's wrong? And I was like, my sticks are in the car. Like that's all I cared about. And then I got home from the camp and realized my car was stolen. Like, forget about the sticks. I don't have a car.
I know. I was like, why is she so worried about her sticks?
Yeah,
I'd be worried about my car.
It didn't hit me that, like, you don't have a car. And so Matt Fair, of course, sweet Matt Fair was like, I'll drive you home. I was like, not the point, Matt, not the point. Like, but he did. He drove me home, which was nice.
So is it like a special kind of stick, I guess? Like,
it was my college sticks, like from 10 years ago. They don't make APX 2s anymore. I have a PM9 curve. They don't make that anymore. So, I mean, I ended up getting it in the all black sticks, which apparently they still make. But at that time, I didn't know. I just thought it was a curve they didn't make anymore. But they had my name on them. You know, they were purple.
It's cool.
You know, yeah. So it's all good. I still have one left. I actually found one in my parents' garage, so that's going up on the wall. Yeah. I'll never use that stick again.
I'll keep an eye out in like the DC NBHL leagues if I see any Monahan sticks out there. I'm like, all right, we got to talk to this person.
That's funny.
How are the hotels?
Nice.
Yeah.
Very European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no air conditioning.
Nicer than we thought, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really
When we heard we were going to have 3 people in a room, I think we were a little nervous, but you rearranged it.
It was comfortable.
It was like a dorm room. It was spacious.
Yeah, it was fun actually, like having the whole team in close quarters, hang out together. I got a little hot at night, but I'm used to sleeping
no
in
AC,
like
right?
No
air
AC.
conditioning.
Yeah.
So my roommates were like, "What is wrong with you?" Because I would wake up like literally drenched.
Yeah.
They're like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "I'm not used to this." Like both windows open, but otherwise, no issues. They were like super accommodating. Like the woman that owned it or worked there, the daughter, she would like text our team group text at night being like, "Do you need anything? Can I go to bed?" I'm like, why is this lady asking if she can go to bed? Like, of course.
They were great.
They like accommodated our meal situation. If we wanted a team meal, they would set it up for us.
Oh, that's cool.
It was
they
not
had
a
like
normal
a
hotel.
sauna thing down the basement for recovery that they allowed us to use. It was like an ice bathroom and a sauna. So a lot of players took advantage of that. So no issues. It was a little far from the venue, so that made for travel being a little bit longer. But that's kind of just the way it was there. I don't think we could have really found a hotel that could fit all of us.
What was the commute like to the rink?
Like all said and done, probably an hour, because it's like 15-minute walk to the train, but then we realized the walk was kind of dicey on the side of the road. So
like a highway.
The team representatives actually got a van rented after like day 1, realizing this isn't going to work. So then they would take us in like shuttle groups of like 10 to 15 players to the train, but we'd have to make the train. So there'd be like 3 to 4 van rides. Then once you got on the train, it was like a 15-20-minute train ride. Then you got off, then you had to walk to the rink. So it was definitely a process.
Yeah.
And it
but like,
was a good mile
we
walk
got
to the
used
rink.
to it. It was honestly like a good workout.
It was a good pregame.
My Apple Watch kept being like, "We've noticed a trend in your activity. Like, you're walking a hell of a lot more than you usually do."
Too.
I'm like, "Yeah, not by choice."
No,
but it was good. We made the most of it.
Fun.
So we're over there. You got the hotel. You figured out the commute, and we're getting into the round robin games. And anybody listening who's not familiar, there's 7 teams in the women's division. So you're playing 6 round robin games in 5 days. After those round robin games, the top 4 teams go to the medal round. So first game, you're playing Slovakia, and I mean, going into them, are you evaluating each team differently, or is it like, this is how we play, this is our system, we're going to run with this and adjust as like the game goes on?
A little bit of both. Like, you're going to obviously know your opponent and know their tendencies, but also like you're not going to change what you're going to do entirely because of who you're playing. So like we were always playing our game plan, but then being aware of what we're playing against and making adjustments, I would say. But
yeah, I would say we went into every game thinking like, this could be your last, even though it's round robin. Like, you have to think, we need to beat this team. We have to beat this team because the standings mattered. Like, we ended up coming in 3rd, having to play Canada in the semifinal. Like, obviously not ideal if you come in 1st and get to play Slovakia, who you've already beaten, 4-2, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different feeling. But going into every game, you have to think, hey, we might not win this game. Like, and you have to play like that so that you do win the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, like, so Slovakia, first game you win. Becky, you scored the first goal of the game, right?
I think so.
It was.
On a power play,
I've seen the video.
so.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's
okay.
like a
play.
Yeah,
off a rebound in
actually
front.
kind of remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebound, chopped at it. Then I got shoved into the net while
Yes.
everyone else got to celebrate. I was
It's
like,
pretty funny. You
can't
get
even
to your own
celebrate it. What the
celebration
hell?
late.
Yeah. No, that was cool though. It was good to like get it going.
And then your second game was against Swiss. Was there more people at that game? Just
I
'cause it
think
was
so.
sold
There's
out?
like a
Yeah.
hometown crowd. Yeah.
The crowd was cool.
It's cool. It
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. I mean, it was kind of annoying because it was so loud. Like you couldn't
Yeah,
hear. You couldn't hear
They're
anything.
like communicate out there. I'm like, we're
Well, you hear
communicating. We
not- There's
can't.
drums
Yeah.
beating. They had big, like this big cowbells.
Oh
Like
yeah, the
cowbells I've
bells.
never seen so big, like 4-foot cowbells that they were like
Yeah.
swinging. It was so loud, but it was honestly awesome.
Cool,
like
though,
what a
to
great
see that
vibe.
at a
Yeah.
ball hockey
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I felt like, I don't know, all the Swiss games, every time they were playing, it was just a madhouse of
Mhm.
people going nuts. Like you like the vuvuzelas and like all like the,
Yes.
Yeah.
it was so loud.
Yeah, it was
Definitely
cool.
cool.
It was cool. Yeah.
So you beat Slovakia, then you beat Swiss 6-0, you beat Great Britain 6-0. Then you get the game against Czechia, which that game was kind of crazy.
A little bit.
Can you guys just kind of talk through that entire game? Because that was probably, I'd say, your second biggest challenge in the round robin.
Well, the two goals we scored, I believe, if I remember correctly, were both power play
Power play.
goals. So 5-on-5 play up until that point was very even. We got lucky to get 2 power plays scored on them, which is great. And then it goes back to 5-on-5 play, which we know is even. They get a goal, and I feel like it kind of deflated our bench a little bit. Not enough that we like lose the game entirely, but enough that it's like, oops, like that happened. They get goal 2, and we realize, okay, step it up. Like this is now they can't get any more. We have to win this game.
Was that when did they pull a goalie and get the
They
tying
scored
goal?
with like 7 seconds.
Yeah,
left.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like, even when they tied it though, I never thought we were losing that
Nah,
game,
I
like
didn't
from a
either.
momentum perspective. Like they came out and they played so undisciplined, and like we
Mhm.
didn't stoop down
We
to
didn't
that.
bite.
So I knew like if we kept playing our game and didn't, especially me, because like I'm usually one of those idiots that does get pissed off and take a dumb penalty. So like I felt like, okay, we're playing well, we're playing discipline. Yeah, we just blew a 2-goal lead, but like we're fine. And then our goaltending, like no matter who was in net, I had zero worries,
Total
especially
faith.
knowing like if no one scores in overtime, it goes to a shootout, we're fine. Like we're winning. So
Yeah.
obviously, yeah, we needed to win because these games matter for seeding. So it wasn't ideal. And from like the point perspective, it's better to win in regulation than overtime or shootout. But that's kind of how I felt.
So you guys stick that one out. Brooke, the first time I saw Brooke play in person was the Chicklets Cup. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
This girl's
she's a
crazy.
beast.
She's
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
The first year or the second year? Was she our
The,
goalie
the,
first
the
year?
one
I
in
can't remember.
in Buffalo. We were in Buffalo.
They were both in Buffalo.
Oh shit. The second one. I wasn't at the
Second
first
one.
one. I was
Yeah,
at
I
the
was
first one.
only at the
You
second
mean the
one.
one
Yeah.
where
She was-
Colleen Murphy threw the ball with
Oh my
5 seconds
gosh.
left?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they
Shout
got
out,
penalty-
Murph.
Yeah. I was like, Murph, I'll never let you live this
Yeah.
down. If they
Shout out,
score.
Murph. Murph's
But
gonna love that I just called
Brooke
her out.
saved her.
And Brooke saved the penalty shot with
Yeah.
0.1 left on the clock, and we won the game. Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
yeah, she's
yeah. That
she's
chick
pretty
looks
good.
Yeah,
She's all
she's
right.
all
We'll
right.
keep her.
Yeah.
But then next game's against Canada. And obviously
Yeah.
only lost. Just what was different about that game?
For me personally, I feel like we went from the concrete rink. We played 2 games the day before on the concrete rink in Raron. And then you end up back at Visp, which in my opinion is a bigger rink. So I feel like just getting readjusted to that rink. I don't know if anybody else felt that way or if you felt that way, but
yeah, mine was more just like energy. Like I just felt like we went from a high, we came back,
Yeah.
we won in the shootout. Then we like, I forget why. It was probably honestly partially the captain's doing. We like somehow arranged to be at the rink super early that day to have a team lunch
Oh,
there
that
and
was
watch
that
the
day.
men's game.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just looking back, I think that actually ended up being pretty detrimental. We were just there too long.
Yeah.
And then like by the time we started to play, you could just tell like we weren't the team we needed
were
to
before.
be.
Yeah.
But like I think that's exactly what we needed. Like if we had gone and just won every game and had the first seed going into playoffs, we would have had too much of like an ego. So we needed to be like knocked down. It was a good wake up call. It was like an oh shit moment. And like it's hard to beat the same team twice. So it's like, all right, Canada, you had it. I mean, we beat Czech twice, thankfully. But yeah, we didn't let Canada beat us twice. So it was kind of good. And I feel like we didn't show them our full hand. Like we didn't play all of our players that game. I don't think Murph played a full. Did she play against Canada? I don't remember. But just in general, like we didn't play well. So they thought they got the USA team that they were going to beat in the semifinals, but then we came out and shocked them when we actually showed up the next game.
I do 100% believe that losing that game helped us.
Oh yeah, I think so too. I mean, like I was pissed.
I was pissed, yeah.
Which is like what I needed, because
Yeah.
then you take that energy and you channel it, and you're like, okay, we need to not let this happen again. Like this sucks.
Yeah.
Does the game after help? Like United Nations, just to get some goals back on the board, like
I mean, those were my least favorite games personally.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the close games are stressful and tough to play, but they're a lot more enjoyable. I don't know. I'm sure some players like the high scoring fun games still like. I always fear it creates bad habits.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like
That's
I
how I
don't know.
felt.
I just get
our
kind of
coach
bored.
was on the bench
Yeah.
saying like, stop playing down to their level. Like we went up 4 in the first 4 minutes and then didn't have another goal, I think, for the whole first period because we were kind of like, oh, like what's happening? And then you start, like Becky said, doing the bad passes or being selfish because you want to score and, whatever. So I don't think that game was neither here nor there, helpful or not.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. You rebound with a big win. So
Yeah.
it's not like a bad thing.
Right.
But it's not the same like energy as like how we felt after beating
Yeah.
Czech 2-1 in the shootout kind of deal.
Right.
And then like after games, I heard you had something that you gave to the player of the game.
I might have mentioned it too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
did? Oh.
Yeah. Can we talk about that?
Oh my God, I could have brought it.
I know. I should have told you to.
Yeah.
It was a crocheted penis.
Yeah. So.
We
Big dick energy. Got to have big dick energy.
Yeah, I don't even know really how it came up, but we had a few awards. That was one of them. That was like a closed door award
Yeah.
that now has come out. But no, it basically like the meaning behind it was like you're giving your all, like not always the person like getting the points or the goals or the glory, but like you're showing up and dropping the hammer.
For lack of better words.
So no, we had fun with it
Yeah.
though. That was like good stuff for the locker room,
Yeah.
good for morale.
We had a hard hat,
Yeah, hard hat.
and that was like a player of the game, I guess, who
Hard
worked really
worker, yeah.
hard and who worked
And
hard.
then Murph got everyone dog tags, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
that
you had
was
to
cool.
earn your dog tag, including coaching staff. Multiple people could earn it at any time. So by the end, everyone did something to earn their dog tag, but that was cool too, just to kind of give everyone motivation too.
How did you earn your dog tag? Like it just like
I
you
don't
score
even
a goal,
remember.
you
I
just
think
make
I
a
just
play?
like didn't take a stupid penalty or
yeah,
something.
I think.
Oh, Tim, you want to come say something?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, here's the
Celebrity
mic. Say what
appearance.
I know.
Here's your celebrity Tim Ryan,
Dave would
everybody.
never.
Congrats to the women's team.
Garage beer.
Let's go, garage beer.
That was so lame.
But okay, so we've handed out some hard hats, some crocheted penises, and we head to the playoffs here. Get matched up against Canada again. What was different mentality wise, like pregame prep wise? Like what was different going into that game compared to the first time you went against them?
Energy.
Yeah, energy and like responding and having a game plan. Like our coaches actually had a system to implement and get everyone on the same page. So we had a team meeting before and everyone knew how we were going to play, what we were going to do, which makes a huge difference. You need to watch film, like shout out to Matt. He was awesome with that. And then make adjustments, kind of know their tendencies and know how to shut them down and change what we're doing to play better. And then, yeah, like Chell said, energy. We actually came out with legs.
energy. Yeah.
We actually had drive. We knew, like, we win this game, we're winning gold. Like, there was no doubt. So,
So fun story. We played in the United Nations game the day before, and I was like, all right, my legs are a little sore. Let's do ice baths. And so I texted the team who wants to do an ice bath because there was like a cold whirlpool thing at the hotel, but it wasn't cold enough. It was like maybe 50 degrees. I like my water like 31. And so I go to the local, what's it called? Coop.
yeah.
And which is like a 7-Eleven or a Wawa.
Okay.
And I go and I buy like 8 bags of ice. And I get there and the lady rings me up. She says $80.
Yeah, the ice is expensive.
I was like, excuse me?
The best ice
Everything
ever.
was
Holy shit.
expensive.
Yeah, I said, excuse me? She said, yeah, $10 a bag, 80 bucks. I said, well, it's for the team. So I gave her the 80 bucks and we all took ice bath. I was the only room with a bathtub. So everybody,
Yeah,
every
how'd you
six,
get that
I
set
don't know,
up?
every 6 minutes, everybody filed in and took an ice bath.
That was
So-
good times though. We did 2 at a time too. So
Yeah,
you and your
it was
teammate
fun.
facing each other. It was good
Yeah, and
team
you're
building.
like in there shivering.
And like some people were like the first minute's a shock. So
Yeah,
you can
it's
like,
tough.
I was making fun of teammates because they wanted to get out. I'm like, Canada wouldn't get out. You better stay in,
You gotta stay
bitch.
in
like
there.
just bullying each
Yeah.
other.
It was fun.
That was fun
good.
though.
It was
yeah.
good camaraderie. So we did that the night before the final as well because we were like, hey, keep it rolling with the ice bath. So we all dropped another 80 bucks and got 8 more ice baths.
And then Team Canada, Murphy sisters,
Hell
were
yeah.
both goals.
Put the team on their back for
Yeah.
that one.
Colleen's goal was that was a bomb.
Yeah.
Like, that was just such a rip. And then Kat's goal, bats it out of the air. And then that was where they had the review for the goal,
Yeah,
right?
they had to like buzzkill our celly.
I
That was
know,
kind of,
yeah,
but then we
what-
got to celly twice.
Did that
Yeah,
feel like
that's
it
true.
took like an hour?
Well, like it was weird. It took a while, but then like after they called it a goal, then the coach is still bitching
believe
from their
it.
bench, and we're
Yeah.
like, okay, why are you even entertaining her at this point? Like the game's over.
Yeah.
So that was annoying because
But
we're all just
apparently the
standing
guy
around.
who does the live stream, someone just told me this. Apparently the guy who does the live stream is friends with the referee who watches the videos. So they were saying on the live stream, it's a goal before anybody knew it was a
It was
goal. So everybody at
definitely-
home was like celebrating while we were all like, you know.
I had no doubt though. As soon as I saw
Yeah.
it, I was like, that was below. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way.
And then how much time do you have to prep for the final? Like, is there
Too
anything?
much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it was late, right?
It was
Most
a
of your
late
games
game.
were early, and
It
that
was-
was
it was
late.
Yeah,
8 p.m.
that was in the morning, and then the
Oh, you had
final
the whole
wasn't
day.
until
Okay.
the
8 p.m. the next day.
Yeah, and at first
Yeah.
our coaches were like, "All right, everyone back to the hotel." I'm like,
Yeah,
"I
they were-
cannot sit in a freaking room for 36 hours." So
They
we need
wanted us to not
talk.
leave the hotel. We were
because
like,
they were
that
just
can't
like
happen.
concerned about us, like
Doing too much.
dropping in at a CrossFit gym, climbing a mountain. I was like, relax. I'm only gonna do one workout. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But no, we needed like a little bit of time because even waking up the day of the gold medal game, we didn't play till 8 p.m. And we had all day. So we like went on a team walk, which was really nice.
That was
Actually.
nice. That actually was nice.
Just like found some things to do around the hotel, had a team lunch at the hotel, had a video. So it was good, but I still didn't love it for the nerves because like it's the gold medal game. Like
You're ready to
you're
go.
literally like,
You
waiting
wake up
around
ready
all day.
and you have to maintain that the whole
and
day.
for the celebration, like I
True.
needed food places to be opened
Yes,
after,
Yeah.
and there was no food.
Well, another one of my favorite stories that I was going to wait till the end, but we're going to tell it now.
Go.
Do I know
so-
this story?
I don't know. So a player who I'm not going to name my name because I don't want her to get in trouble by other people went through the communal fridge and took out all the leftover pizza. And because, I guess I should backtrack. So there's no fridges in the room. So on every floor, there's one fridge as like a communal fridge. So it was packed with stuff like people's
You had
leftovers,
no idea how old
people's
it was,
drinks.
though.
Is it just you guys using this fridge, or
men's
is there
and
other
women.
people?
Men's and women.
Okay,
That was
okay.
it.
The whole hotel was us.
Whole
It was
hotel
sold
was
out.
just
Oh,
men's
okay.
and
It was
women's.
only. It was like a 3-floor dormitory house.
And the
Oh, okay,
fridges
okay.
were empty when we got there. Thank you,
Yes.
Becky.
Yeah.
So this particular player at like 2:00 in the morning when we all got back from the rink celebrating, drinking, we've all had 17 too many, goes through the communal fridge and takes out every single slice of pizza she can find and just starts handing them out to the team.
Oh.
We were like, I
Some
loved
of
it.
them were
I
so
loved it.
old though.
No, the fridges were empty.
I know, but we were there for 12 days.
Hey,
I'm not eating
I
12
didn't
day
get
old.
sick.
I'm bougie.
I didn't get
No,
sick.
I saw that because me and Kat went to the fridge.
So you guys don't know where the pizza's from.
Well, no. So
No.
our coaches ordered us pizza. Or Angelo ordered pizza, but then the men's team was told we weren't coming back. We were partying at the rink, which we were. We were like dancing, DJ.
True.
But then they changed it. They're like, guys, we ordered pizza. Let's go back. So we get back and there's all these boxes stacked. I'm like salivating on the
So
bus
hungry.
ride thinking of this pizza. It's like midnight now. We're like probably
It
20
was like
beers deep.
1:30 in the morning.
And all the boxes are empty. And we're
Oh.
like, what? The guys are like, oh, we ate it. Like we were told you weren't coming back. So I literally went to the breakfast buffet. I have dry cereal with yogurt as my milk. It was so not good. But
I had pizza.
with beer. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, but I don't
I
want
had 12-day-old
I don't
pizza.
want 12-day-old pizza.
And I loved it. I didn't get sick.
Usually
It
Becky
was
doesn't
great.
want that.
I loved
no,
it.
I want it hot, good pizza.
She came back with all those pizzas, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I don't think I made
It
that
was-
bus ride back.
it was
But at the
great.
rink, it was fun. There was like a little village and like a DJ.
was a stage.
So we got to like
Yeah.
hang out there, drink.
Yeah. bars stayed
dance.
open. The
The
rink
bars
bar
were,
stayed
there's
open.
plenty of liquid. There was
Yeah.
just no food.
Whoever brought, I think it was Kate Stedman. Shout out Kate Stedman. Whoever they brought 25 beers onto the rink
Oh
after
yeah,
we
that
won.
was sweet. Yeah,
And like carry cases of beer, just brought them onto the rink. We were all like, yeah, it was great.
So Canada game,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Side note.
little
We went
head.
off on a
So
tangent. Oh, yeah, 'cause it was
foreshadowing, they
late.
won.
Yeah. Surprise.
So just can we just talk through the game? Like just, you know, I mean, you guys score in the first period, take the lead. You never look back, obviously, but just
Wait, are we talking about the gold medal
the
check game?
gold medal game.
Oh, okay.
Wait, actually, before we get into that game, what game did you level somebody? I've seen that picture. There's a picture of you with someone horizontal.
Yeah,
Canada. Right?
that was Canada.
Yeah.
Was it the
But, like,
championship or the
It was that semifinal game
the
against
semifinals?
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, the picture looks way worse than what it was. Like I was like, if you watch the video, I was just like playing, and then I'm like, oh my god, she's climbing on my back.
You got
So-
straddled.
I was like,
Yeah.
why is this girl climbing on my back? So I literally just shrug, and she like flies off. So it's like once I saw the picture after, I was like, wow, that's not how I remember that play going down. Like I wasn't in my head like, oh, I'm gonna deck this girl. Like shrugged her off, and she like flipped. But the
Flipped.
picture's pretty hilarious. Like not gonna lie. Some of my friends at MBHL this past weekend were like, we've seen your picture enough. I'm like, it's not my fault. It was posted on the internet. Like Carberry, he was giving me shit. So wasn't like trying to deck her, but obviously I'm not going to hold back when someone's climbing on me.
So a championship game.
Yeah.
Keep getting
Yes.
distracted here. That one's on me. But if we, I just want to, hear your perspective on that game, like start to finish.
Good vibes, like
Yeah.
never a doubt, like which was cool.
I
Like,
don't even have words for
I
it.
was way more nervous for the Canada game. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's because we lost or just because I thought we didn't match up as well. But like, yeah, going into that Czech game, I'm like, we're winning this. Like, I know it.
When we went up 1-0, I think our whole bench knew it.
Yeah,
Like we were like, we're not going to go down this road twice.
yeah, there was never a doubt.
So it took that first goal in the first period. Great play by Karen Levin, rolling out of
Oh,
the
that was
corner. Great pass
awesome.
back door
Dirty.
to Emma. Like, just a filthy play. And we
I
kind of all
watched.
just, we kind of all just went, that's
Yep.
it. Continue this path and that's it.
And also like discipline going into that game, we knew they're going to take penalties.
Right.
Don't respond. We didn't have one penalty that game.
Nope.
Like we did not give them one power play, which is huge. Like from a momentum perspective, like we don't want to give them a power play and a chance to get them back in the game.
Right.
But we capitalized on our opportunities. Stellar goaltending as always, like not a worry there, but just positive vibes all around.
Yeah.
I mean, I think watching it, we were just like, yeah, like this is
Yeah, they don't.
this
have
is a win
chance.
here.
That's
Like,
how we felt.
you
yeah.
you felt like you were just running straight down. I'm like they had no chance. You guys, it was dominant. It was awesome. Like after that first goal, that's when you guys like, oh, we have this. Like, was there?
I think we knew before then, but it takes one to
Yeah.
really make you feel like, okay, we got a goal now. Like
And like
now we have the
scoring
momentum.
first is
Yes,
huge.
Yeah, we
Like
have
that
the momentum.
Canada game, obviously we didn't score first. We lost 2-0 in the round robin. But that was the first time we were down the whole tournament, like not scoring first.
Right.
And you have that moment of like, oh shit, it's a lot harder like not
come
scoring
back.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing from behind. So getting that first goal was definitely huge.
Yeah.
But
And what's it feel like after? Like, is it relief? Is it happiness? Is it emotional? Like, it's probably a combination of all of it. But like,
I'd
what is
say
it like?
all of us were pretty happy. I don't know that anybody was super emotional except for Jason Kelly. But
couple tears from the men.
Couple tears from the men. Yeah, love to see it.
Didn't see many from the ladies.
No, I don't think any of us cried. I think it was just more like pure
Joy,
happiness,
yeah.
and joy. And like I know
Relief
you
for
can have
sure.
happy tears, which is part of why Jason was upset. But like it was just such a feeling of almost relief. Like we've trained for this, we worked for this, we did it.
Mhm. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And like being like I've had tears before being on the other side. Like when we lost in overtime in Czech, that sucked. Like I cried. I was pissed. Like you just made the gold medal game and lost in overtime. Like it sucks. And then I think we lost 2019 too, but I think it was to Canada and it wasn't in overtime. I don't think I cried. I was just pissed. 22 wasn't there. So 24, I think like I was like, I'm back. If we're not winning gold, this is not worth my time, honestly. Like it took a lot for me to come back from within. Like I just went through a lot. I'm not going to go into it all, but it was gold or bust for me. So like it was just a lot of emotions. I wasn't going to cry, but I was definitely happy, but also like relieved.
Relief.
And I was told like locker room celebration, like you had like a couple other countries in there celebrating with you.
Oh my gosh. It was honestly wild. There was like 100 people in this tiny room.
It was like covered in champagne,
covered in
and
beer,
everywhere.
like,
And
we
then
were
all of a
doing
sudden,
beer
all the
slides.
teams, come in. They wanted our gear. Like it's a big tradition at these tournaments. You trade, but like usually when you win gold, you kind of don't want to trade a lot of your stuff. You want to hold on to it. But they came in. I mean, I don't. Some of it I don't care. I gave it away. But I kept my jerseys. You traded your jersey though, right?
So my mom had a replica jersey.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So you
in
had
the
a
same
backup.
color that I
That's
traded.
nice.
So I was
Yeah.
like, if she wants my game used jersey, like I don't care if I
No,
hang up the one that's covered in alcohol, like whatever. So my mom did say she would give me hers so that I could complete the set. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I traded with a girl from Switzerland. She came in and she was like, I want that. And I was like, it's covered in beer. Like it was disgusting. I looked like I took a shower in it. She was like, I want it. And I said, well, what are you giving me? And she was like, my jersey. And she turned it around and she was also 33.
Oh, nice.
So I was
that's
like, you know
cool.
what? Have it.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. And then I came up top to celebrate and she was sitting up there with my dad having a conversation.
Aw.
And I said, what do you still do? It was like an hour and a half later. I said, what are you still doing here? She's like, I really want you to sign it.
Aw.
So
Aw.
it was really cool.
Oh, that's
so it
cool.
was really cool.
Cool.
It was a moment. I was like, you know what? I'm happy I did this. So we signed each other's jerseys. It was really cool.
Man, no one asked me for my jersey or
I think
my
it was just because
signature.
I was 33. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
I know I kept checking the USA Ball Hockey Instagram, waiting for like stories to pop up for you guys like doing like champagne or whatever you're doing in there, but there wasn't anything.
I think everyone was so involved. No one was really
Exactly.
filming.
Everyone was
I
so
figured,
involved.
and I know the
couple
media team
videos,
was like
but-
exhausted. Like,
Yeah.
like Strive obviously works for us and was over there, and he was just.
Yeah, they
like a
did
couple
a lot.
girls
They
have
were
a
great.
couple videos. You posted that picture.
Yeah,
I
that
took
one
that from you.
picture's
That's an
sick.
epic picture.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that.
But other than that, everybody was just in
Living in the
Enjoying it.
moment. Yeah.
living the moment. Yeah.
Cool.
I guess it was worth going. It was worth all the hassle.
Yeah,
I'd
guess
say.
so.
I'd say so.
So for you, and I guess this is a little bit for you too, but like you were there in 2022.
hmm
What's the difference? What was the
I
difference?
played offense this time.
Played your position.
That was
Shocker.
I played my position, so that was really great. I played defense last time. I don't know, but this time around, I would just say vibes were different. It was just more of a family. That's really all I can keep saying about it. Was just that we were a cohesive unit towards the same goal. I just feel like this go around, everybody knew their role, knew their place. Everybody was friends. It was a family. It was a true family.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
It does.
I mean, what can you say about like the coaching staff and like the general managers? Like, how are they?
Just these coaches cared. They respected us. They kept communication open. If you had an issue, they were approachable and they didn't talk down to you. You could just talk like human beings. We're all adults. They could give you the time of day, which was huge because if there was rumblings or if someone was upset or wondering why they weren't playing, you just approach your captains or approach your coach and have that conversation. And then you get an answer. There's not like wondering, because that's a big part of like any issues, not just in team dynamics, but in life. It's the lack of communication, lack of transparency. Everyone was comfortable speaking up, asking questions.
She was
Jen
great.
was awesome.
great.
Yeah.
And I don't say that about a lot of coaches because I feel like they're in a tough position where it's, you know, if you're at the top, you love them. If you're at the bottom, you don't. Like, you know, like it depends on where it didn't
good.
matter. Like it didn't
As
matter
well
where
as Jake, Angela,
Jake, all
Jason,
of
the
them,
whole
all
staff,
of them.
Matt.
But she was great.
But like Jen, she did
was
a
great.
really good job because it's not easy.
And
I
she
could
was
never
new to
be a
ball
coach.
hockey.
Yeah.
So
she's
she-
ice hockey background.
She's
right?
ice hockey background. So she
But
came
she
in,
was
picked
willing
it up.
to learn
Correct.
and respect us and
Mhm.
listen to us, which is
Correct.
huge. Like it's mutual respect.
Our
That's what you
voices
need.
mattered, and
Yeah.
like that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, just sum it up, I guess, like, what's your like biggest takeaways, like best moments of the tournament, like anything that, you know, just shouldn't remain unsaid, I guess, if there's any, whether it be stories or just anything in that realm.
I'll let you go first while I think.
I mean, like obviously winning gold would be the best moment, but just the whole experience looking back. And then I would say like the aftermath now, like after here, Chelsea and I are headed to a U11 practice in Jersey. Some of the parents reach out to us asking us to come represent, see their girls, like, and they're like, it will mean the world to them. They're so excited. Like, that's cool. Like, wow, we're making
Yeah.
an impact. Like, they're looking up to us. We are role models. The sport is growing. Like, USA never won gold. When we medaled in 2017, I think it was the first time we had medaled or beat Canada. So like, we're trending upwards. The sport is growing, like with what you guys have done with the NBHL. It's just awesome that people are starting to recognize what ball hockey is. You still have to explain that it's not
Yes.
field hockey, not like, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
We are running. We're not on blades.
so
We're not on skates.
That's cool. And then just like that things can become fun again when they're not. Like, if one person like ruins something for you, don't let them. Like, because I think I was like pretty close to just quitting hockey in 22. Like, I was just over it. So I'm glad like I didn't. And then I'm learning that lesson of like, don't let a few people impact something you love. Because now looking back, I'm so glad I played. Like, the girls were amazing. Like, do it for your teammates and those that care and support you.
You covered it.
You got it. You got it.
I was going to talk about the young girls that, you know, contacted us or their parents that want us to come and see their kids and things like that. So I feel like just the impact that we've made in being the first team to do this, you know, is really cool. Like, winning gold is cool, and making new friends. You know, there was people I hadn't met. That was cool. But the overall impact that I feel like this made on the community is really a great takeaway.
It shifts the culture. Like, this
Yeah.
is a like defining moment of the sport for our country. It's, you know, it's amazing. You can't speak highly enough about it. Like, I know everyone I spoke with, you know, when you guys won, like, my phone had like a million texts of people just watching, be like, oh my God, they won. Like, just texting people about it in group chats. Like, it united everybody. So it was just really cool back home to be a part of that and witness that. And
my school principal put it on the school Facebook
That's so
page,
cool.
and everybody was sharing it and everything. And so on Monday night, I'm getting recognized by the mayor of Cherry Hill. Like, it's just like, but like Becky said, the game is growing. Like,
Yeah.
people are going to see this, you know, mayor of Cherry Hill recognize a ball hockey player. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is going to help grow the game.
Yeah, I mean, my next question was going to be like, how have things changed since you've gotten back? And I think that, I mean, there's probably, if there's more you want to elaborate on, but I feel like that kind of covers a lot of it. Is just like, you know, you're going to these practices for kids who are looking up to you and know who you are. And I mean, you might be the next mayor of Cherry Hill
You
now.
never
Like,
know.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, and like, just in general, like, women's ball hockey, like, as, you know, a male in the sport, like, it feels like it's growing. Like, it feels like it's going in like a very positive direction. But like, just like, you know, you're at Worlds, like, is there anything that you see over there that needs to be like applied over here? Like, what can continue to be done to keep improving this and keep growing this?
I would say to keep doing what we're doing, to keep having people involved. And like, it is a slow process. It's not something that happens overnight. Like, people are not gonna, you know, see us on the news and be like, I want to do that. You know, it is something where you reach out to your friends, your friend reach out to a friend, and you just keep people coming in. But I think it's great to have the local leagues like the women's NBHL and PBH in Philly, like things like that, where new people can come and learn, and then they tell their friends. And like, I know on my NBHL team, the Whales, we have 4 or 5 moms whose kids now play. So, you know, it's cool to see that like everybody's getting involved. So it's a slow process, but I feel like this is just a stepping stone to help.
Yeah, I've always thought a big piece of it is just women and girls seeing other women playing the sport. And again, like the USA Ball Hockey, like their media team, like there was, I mean, USA Ball Hockey doubled its following on social media, on Instagram, just from that tournament. Just there's so many videos and pictures and highlights. And like, I think that goes a long way. And I hope that it's clearly making an impact if you're going to a practice to do all that right now. But
Yeah, I think touching on that too, like having them there was huge because the stream costs money. And that's because the stream costs so much money to produce. Because I did speak up over there kind of questioning that, because it's frustrating when you have friends that don't know the sport that would watch, but they're not going to pay the money to watch, which I get. But then it kind of puts us at a tough situation to grow the game when they're not able to watch the game you're telling them about. So having USA Ball Hockey there, the social media showing the clips and all of that was nice because they could see that. But I do think like to further grow the game, we need to secure more sponsorships, more money into the sport. Like you can only do so much labor of love, and that's how we've gotten here. So many people that just care so much about the sport and put their own time and effort into it. But we do need to somehow, like, we partnered with the Capitals this year, and like Angelo did a great job of building that network with them, and they supported us more than we've ever been supported in the past by any program, but just more support from places with money that are tied to hockey, because that's the only way you're going to get on that national level. And you need money for these situations. Like it's just the way it is in life. You need money to grow anything. So just being able to funnel more money to help grow it further, I think would be important.
Yeah. And I mean, your team winning gold is what helps that. Like this gets around to people and people learn more about it. They research, they dig, and they're like, oh, this is cool. Like I want to be involved. And, you know, it's that what you did over there is going to change like I said, the culture of the sport. Like it's going to be it's a forever impact. Like
Feels cool.
forever.
No big deal.
Yeah, big.
So last thing I just want to touch on as we head into Women's Elite Weekend.
Oh boy.
We're
We're hoping,
rivals.
we're hoping we get this out before we just talked about. I think we're trying to get it out before the drive. So if you're listening to this on the drive, cool. Thank you. It's a new thing for us. It's, kind of like an experimental. We're trying some different things, trying to elevate to like a higher level of women's ball hockey. And, with everything that we've done, there's been a level of buy-in that needs to happen, and it's just starting off. But I guess just curious, like expectations, what you're looking at and thinking about the opening weekend. I know Chelsea and I have talked about this, but
I'm looking forward to the social on Saturday night.
Yeah. Does look like a good time.
Yeah, no, it does. That bar looks legit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to meeting new people. There's people on my team who I've never even heard of. So I am excited to meet them and get to know more people. I'm excited to play against my friends. Not really Becky, but everyone else. Everyone else really. But yeah, I think that it's going to be fun. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the level of play. And I think that this will be a good indication of future years. Like this is, like you said, a stepping stone. And if people can see that we're having fun this year, it'll only draw in more people for next year and the years to come. Yep. So that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be fun. Sports and social, Bethesda.
Yeah.
We got 4 drinks, one for each team.
I looked it up. Yeah,
sweet.
it's like
it's safe like for car parking.
I'm not driving. Tim's truck can get stolen.
Oh, Tim's going. Nice.
Yeah, Tim's going. He can drive his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told that. Yeah, so Tim can drive and get his truck stolen. So it's his turn. But no, I saw that each team is having 4 drinks, and I looked.
Which team are you on? What's your logo?
The Novas. It's like
Novas,
a spaceship.
Okay, we're like the whales,
Orcas.
the orcas.
Yeah, the whales, which I'm jealous because my women's NBHL is the whales, so I'm jealous. But we're the Novas. So I was hoping that I sent my group chat one of the drinks that's like a space drink, and it's like blue and purple mixed, whatever. And I was like, this better be our drink. Like, so it's funny.
What are they gonna do for the whales?
You just get water.
Yeah,
But
it'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. Something different. We got some cool stuff. So for anybody listening too, our plan is to live stream all these games, but in Pittsburgh this weekend, we sent the live stream stuff to do the live stream in Pittsburgh Tier 1. And we have everybody here. We're getting it set up. And one of our producers, Brian, is watching and just sees the camera topple over and it goes black.
Oh, no.
The camera fell off the tripod and broke. So we rush ordered a new camera. We just got it in today.
Those are not cheap either.
No, it was a lot. So we just got a new one, and we're going to set it up tomorrow, and TJ's going to drive it down when he comes down there. We think it's going to work. We've talked to our consultant who helped us with it, so they should be good, but we did have a a
Minor
major
malfunction.
last minute malfunction.
Minor.
Yeah.
Minor
Yeah.
malfunction. Minor.
Can you? No, it's different than that. I wish it was that simple, but that's what we'll do if this doesn't work. But we should be fine. The game should be live streamed. We have everything ready. We've got announcers. We've got our team in here.
wow.
Like it'll be
Legit.
every game. Yeah, so
right.
it should be cool. But does what?
Is it free or does it cost more?
It is free. Grow the game. Get as many eyes in front of it as we can. But yeah, Women's Elite coming up. But any parting words from the two guys? And say thank you for coming here. This was very convenient that you had to be here anyway. Thank God.
Yeah, it worked
Yeah.
out. Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
Yeah, but
thank you for having us. Thank you to everybody who supported us at home and who continue to support us every day.
Yeah, and the caps, especially
Yeah.
that platform, and then like everyone that donated leading up to Worlds.
Mhm.
We did quite a bit of fundraising, like Super Bowl squares, just random people supporting in the hockey world, but also on like social media,
Right.
all of that.
Yep.
So
Just thank you to everybody.
yeah, thanks guys for coming, and that's it. Becky Dobson, Chelsea Monahan, some American gold medalists. Pretty cool. Thanks.
Right.